So there's this thing called a Nintendo Switch 2, came out a few weeks ago. You may have heard of it. Yeah, me neither. But this Nintendo have accidentally begun to dominate the entire entertainment industry. They've gone from making playing cards to creating consoles, Italians, plumbing, mushrooms. They made a motion remote that destroyed every TV in existence. No TVs exist anymore. Do your research, I'm not lying. They turned Seth Rogen into an ape and made Hollywood look like a joke. You can now visit theme parks made in their image with food also made in their image. And it turns out that you do know what the Nintendo Switch 2 is because it's on track to be one of the best-selling consoles of all time. And that leads into my shallow explanation as to why.
Nintendo is now fully a full-on entertainment company.
Who has not played Mario Brothers? Anybody in this room? Anybody watching?
That the Switch 2 sold over 3.5 million units worldwide in its first 4 days.
As they grow, Nintendo becomes more and more hostile, going from quirky game makers to aggressive gatekeepers. Yeah, of course, they're a company, but this shift we're seeing from neon red to dark blues, it's not looking great. They shut down fan games, even the non-profits. They took down content creators, and even more content creators, before realizing they needed content creators, but still continue to take down content creators, push limited run games that disappear overnight, paywalls dressed up as perks, thank you, Switch Online, and their refund policy, good luck. It's a pattern of hostility aimed straight at their own community. Look, Nintendo doesn't owe us anything but good entertainment. Their products, their world, their rules. Simple. But here's the kicker. Disney did the same. Disney does the same. They weaponize copyright law, profiting off of fans before threatening them, exploit loyalty and rely on nostalgia to sell everything, lobby to rewrite protections in their favor, lock content away for years and trickle it back for cash, put premiums on your childhood and call it magic, turning joy into a subscription model, all while marketing innocence when in reality, they're practicing control. Nintendo's loss of heart, disregard for its supporters, and obsession with power over its IP isn't new. It mirrors Disney's playbook. But we've never tried to imitate any other company. The idea of using our IP in things like theme parks or movies is simply an extension of the philosophy we've had all along. Well, maybe Nintendo isn't a new Disney. They're just a soulless corporation like Disney. But wait, how many other soulless corporations have a marketing pipeline that starts in preschool, mascots more recognizable than most world leaders, franchises beloved by adults and kids alike, theme parks selling fantasy by the square foot, songs that live rent-free in your head, merchandise in every store, every shelf, every aisle, everywhere, fans who treat the brand like it's a religion, animated movies that smash the box office with ease, and a brand so powerful it can sell anything. The mouse and the plumber play the same ruthless game. But here's the wild part. Disney's getting tired. Streaming fatigue, box office bombs, brand burnout, it's all catching up. But Nintendo, well, they're just getting started. While Disney's grip slips in markets like China and even the US thanks to rising competition and shifting taste, Nintendo is quietly taking over more and more of the world, practically ruling over Japan to the point of being national heritage. They've modernized without selling out. They carry no massive debt, no cinematic universe dragging them under, just a slate of timeless franchises that print money and a fan base that keeps coming back for more. So whether it's a Zelda, or Zelda, I have a feeling that movie is gonna do the same thing Mario did. And now we've got the Nintendo Switch 2, the hottest new gaming console on the planet. The possibilities are endless. Nintendo didn't just grow up, they're figuring out how powerful they are, evolving into something massive, something confident, something that can sell identity, culture, and imagination itself, a lot like Disney. And what happens when a company like this starts to touch everything, shaping what people consume, feel nostalgic for, or even aspire towards? That's the part we don't like to talk about. So let's talk about how there's a massive There's a cow in the room, and that cow is Mario Kart World. Nintendo just opened the floodgates. $80 games, baby, or variable pricing, as Doug likes to call it, where game prices are based on things like development investment, gameplay depth, and longevity. Ugh. Gotta love this timeline. You want the new Switch 2? Better take out that second mortgage. Want the full experience with that purchase? Well, that'll cost you a little more. More for your controllers, more for your games, more for cloud saves and online, and more for a Mario Kart that, quite frankly, isn't even finished. Now compare this to Disney, because you should. Disney was the blueprint, the pioneers of the pay extra for the magic model. You've already paid for entry, but now you must pay extra for Genie Plus, for Disney Plus, for waiting in line and pretending you're getting the full experience Plus. Again, the plumber's just following the mouse's footsteps, one overpriced mushroom at a time. Okay, the console's more expensive, but it's priced fairly. I mean, look at the price of this thing. Yeah. However, the issue here is the rumors of digital-only game carts and the quiet removal of ownership, the fact that you don't buy a Switch anymore, you borrow it, the exclusive features that require payment to access, the interactive manuals that require payment to use, then more to finish, and the slow normalization of paying more for less. Disney taught the world, and by extension Nintendo, that if you hide behind your lovability, dress up predatory practices in bright colors, make it innocent, pristine, and friendly enough, people will accept anything, since they'll never see the monster behind the mascot. Because why are we willing to pay extra for an open world that doesn't even exist, people? Nintendo, this is not an open world, it's an empty one. Get over yourselves. Regardless, just like those in line at Disneyland, as consumers, we will wait and pretend that we're getting the full experience. That Mario Kart World is better than its predecessor, when we all know it isn't, for the simple fact that you can't even race properly. Have fun getting dragged through a straight line of literal bullshit, just so you can enjoy a single lap of the actual game, baby. Let's go. Also, no underwater driving? Why? Reggie once said if it's not fun, why bother? He's also said a lot more since then. So why in the world does Mario Kart World insist that I limit my fun with intermissions, mini-games posing as actual content, and this motherfucker? I swear, I've never hated Lakitu more in my fucking life.
Nintendo, don't you have better things to do right now?
Super bad.
The pipe of the piranha plant causes a frame rate issue.
They're charging a little bit too much and charging for too many things.
But Nintendo has eliminated that possibility now. And what are those indie devs going to do? They're either going to have to buy a game key cart, which no one wants.
Nintendo clearly cannot see the people they are stepping on. And I'm one of those people. We are those people. And as a people, it's time for a wake-up call. Iwata, the legend who cut his salary to help his developers keep their jobs, is dead. RIP to my childhood hero. Reggie, the fun-loving boss who fought so we didn't have to pay for tech demos and virtual instruction manuals, is gone. The ones who truly cared are slowly moving on, and those replacing them, they might care about the magic, but they care more about the margins. Nintendo's soul is slipping away. You are fighting for a company that won't be the same one you fell in love with, soon to be replaced with a soulless brand machine. It is clear to me that Nintendo doesn't want to be a games company anymore, they want to be an entertainment company. The real cow in the room is what Nintendo is becoming. A company that owns the joy, sets the price on joy, and decides who gets to feel it at a premium. Just like Disney. What Nintendo's doing isn't an accident, it's a business model. They don't care about you, you are a transaction to them. The days of blowing into an N64 cartridge or popping a comically small disc into your GameCube and calling it a day are dead. Your fun is now conditional, packaged, and monetized. And the worst part, we let it happen. We all bought the damn thing. So here we are. Welcome to the new generation of Nintendo, where it's your wallet and their rules. Let me get personal. The very first gaming experience I had on this planet was with a Nintendo console. I grew up with Nintendo, with their games, their characters. They made up a huge part of my childhood. That's why it's hard to watch what they're turning into. Nintendo has always been painfully traditional, tight with what it is they own, careful with their craft, and downright stubborn in their ways. But what we're seeing now isn't that. When there's a clear lack of consideration for the consumer, when your loyalty is being taken for granted, when you're getting screwed because they want to squeeze more money out of you, it's evident that your experience isn't their top priority anymore. And the Nintendo I grew up with, even with all the flaws they had back then, cared to some extent about the experience I had with their console. With their games. I remember the unnecessary quirks baked into their menus and systems, those odd little touches that nobody asked for but somehow became the magic, making you feel like you're part of something special, not corporate. Every game felt like it mattered, every detail felt intentional. Everything was so focused on crafting an experience, not just a product. Don't get me wrong, that passion, that charm, and that excellence is all still there today, but the way we get to those experiences, and the experiences themselves, are slowly getting lost in the shuffle of profits and corporate priorities. Nintendo is the new Disney not because of the amusement parks, the movies that are on their way, the colorful characters or the merch flooding every store. Nintendo is the new Disney because they're losing sight of their vision. I want to see Nintendo grow, to be more than just consoles and video games, to find new ways to spread the creativity, fun, and magic of their worlds and characters. But I want to see that growth happen without losing heart of what made Nintendo special in the first place, without sacrificing the trust and respect of the people who've loved them for decades, without compromising the values that shape their legacy. Because if they keep going down this road, Nintendo won't just be the new Disney, they'll just be yet another soulless corporation chasing cash, no different from the rest. I get that money needs to be made and that corporations are exactly that, corporations. But what comes next is up to you. You can follow Disney by repeating their mistakes or do what they never could, that being keeping your soul intact. The mushroom's in your court, Nintendo. Let's see if you grow into something better. I'm out. But wait, before you go, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, thanks for enjoying the video. You're amazing and I love you. And if you didn't enjoy this video, you're still amazing, I still love you, and I expect that dislike. But if you're still holding onto your OG Switch and don't feel like selling a kidney for the Switch 2 and its singular Mario Kart game, maybe it's time to change the way you play with this video's sponsor, MobaPad. They sent me a package and inside was the MobaPad M6 HD, and these bad boys, yeah, they're good. Ultra responsive mechanical buttons, high definition vibration feedback, Hall effect joysticks with anti-friction rings and metal stems, so bye bye stick drift, 6-axis motion sensing, NFC support, 15-hour battery life, and yes, for those of you who folded and bought a Nintendo Switch 2, you can hook them right up. I'm not done. The clicky tactile feel of the buttons and triggers, every press now feels deliberate, allowing you to dominate in any Mario Party game. You will lose all your friends, and no one want to play with you ever again, but you'll be winning. You want precision aim? Boom, swap it in. Perfect for Metroid, Smash, or any 2D platformer where every input counts. Want them to glide instead? Don't sweat it. Boom, swap them back. Regular Joy-Cons got no ass. Flat, limp, cramp city. These, however, thick. And oh look, customizable back buttons. Perfect for whistling at your dumb AI buddies in Tears of the Kingdom. You bitch. Anyway, these might be the best third-party Joy-Con replacements on the market. They come in black, white, and pink for the real ones. So what are you waiting for? Go to mobapad.com, upgrade your gameplay, and become a real Switch Fortnite gamer. Check out the link in the description. Big thanks to MobaPad for sponsoring this video, and I'm out, for real this time.